For decades, the world has watched King Charles through the prism of royal duty, an institution built on silence and dignity. But behind that carefully maintained public persona lies a tumultuous past, one that no royal has ever dared to fully confront, until now. After years of keeping his deepest thoughts and regrets locked away, Charles has finally revealed the truth about his complicated relationship with Princess Diana, and the revelations are shaking the royal family to its core. For years, Charles was defined by his role as the heir, a future monarch who was expected to sacrifice everything, including his personal happiness, for duty. His marriage to Diana, the fairy tale wedding that captivated the world, became the most publicized, yet tragic chapter in royal history. The fairy tale unraveling and the scandal that followed left the world questioning everything. But now, in a surprising twist, King Charles has decided to finally break his silence on the matter. What did he admit? And why now, after all these years? Stay with us, because once you hear what he has to say, you might never see him in the same light again. For most of his life, King Charles adhered to a strict code of silence, refusing to publicly discuss his painful past with Diana. The world watched as his marriage crumbled, as the media sensationalized every moment, and as Diana became the beloved people's princess while Charles became the distant, misunderstood royal. Despite this, Charles remained steadfast in his commitment to the monarchy, never once offering the public any insight into his own struggles or regrets. But now, at 76, Charles has begun to speak out. It is not an emotional confession, but rather a measured reflection on the choices he made, the decisions that led him down this path, and the consequences that continue to follow him. He is now at a pivotal moment in his life, and it seems that he can no longer ignore the past that continues to shape his legacy. Why the change? Some insiders suggest that the burden of time and aging has led Charles to confront the very decisions that once seemed too painful to revisit. For the first time in decades, Charles is reportedly acknowledging that his adherence to royal tradition and his commitment to duty came at a heavy personal cost. The man who once prioritized his role as Prince of Wales and future king over everything else is now reflecting on the personal sacrifices he made, sacrifices that ultimately led to the breakdown of his marriage. Could this public admission of regret be a calculated move to reshape his legacy? Or is it the genuine reflection of a man finally realizing the weight of his past decisions? Throughout his life, Charles has lived under the expectation of always putting duty before personal happiness. From an early age, he was groomed to take the throne and uphold royal tradition, a duty he took seriously. But despite his deep commitment to the monarchy, Charles has long been haunted by the perception that he failed as a husband to Diana. No matter how many speeches he gave, no matter how many causes he championed, the public could not shake the image of a man who was, to many, seen as distant, unloving, and trapped in a loveless marriage. But now, Charles is reportedly coming to terms with his role in the collapse of that marriage. His unwavering commitment to royal traditions, his inability to break free from the expectations placed upon him, and his failure to prioritize Diana's emotional needs, these are the things Charles is now acknowledging. It's a powerful shift, one that many royal experts say is a direct result of his advancing age and the weight of history. After decades of silence, Charles is now facing the consequences of those early decisions, and he is determined to make it right, not just for himself, but for the future of the monarchy. Perhaps the most startling revelation to come from Charles in recent years is his direct warning to his eldest son, Prince William. For years, William and his wife Kate Middleton have been viewed as the future of the monarchy, a couple who represents both tradition and modernity, balancing their royal duties with a strong family bond. But what many don't know is that, behind closed doors, William and Kate have faced their own struggles. The weight of royal life has taken its toll, and Charles, ever the observer, has been paying close attention. Now, he has something to say. Sources close to the family reveal that Charles, recognizing the pressures that William and Kate have faced in their marriage, has given his son a crucial piece of advice. No royal duty is more important than your family. This is coming from a man who spent much of his life putting duty above all else, even above love and family. For Charles to tell William this, for him to acknowledge the importance of prioritizing family over tradition, is a significant moment. But why is he saying this now? Is it because of the lessons he learned too late in his own life? Or is it because he fears that history will repeat itself? Charles now seems intent on ensuring that William doesn't make the same mistakes he made, mistakes that ultimately led to the destruction of his own marriage to Diana. Despite Charles's efforts to move forward, the shadow of Diana still hangs over him. No matter how much he tries to reshape his image, no matter how many charitable causes he supports, the public will always remember Charles as Diana's husband. The world continues to be captivated by her legacy, the kindness, the compassion, and the warmth she brought to the royal family and to the world. In contrast, Charles has struggled to connect with the public in the same way. While Diana became the symbol of emotional connection and vulnerability, Charles's image has remained that of a reserved, duty-bound figure. And no matter how much time passes, no matter how many years he spends on the throne, the public's memory of Diana will always remain stronger. Charles is well aware of this. He knows that no matter what he does, Diana will always be the most beloved member of the royal family. For some, this is the most difficult part of his reflection, accepting that Diana's legacy will forever overshadow his own. Amid all this reflection, one person remains at the heart of Charles's emotional journey, Camilla. Once viewed as the controversial figure in Charles's life, the woman who was blamed for the breakdown of his marriage to Diana, Camilla is now queen consort. But her role in the monarchy, and in Charles's life, is still a point of contention for many. Sources claim that Camilla has been a key figure in encouraging Charles to reflect on his past and confront the demons that have haunted him for decades. Some see this as a positive influence, helping Charles to open up in ways he never has before. But others argue that her involvement in Charles's past only adds fuel to the fire, reopening wounds that many royal watchers believe should have stayed closed. Every time Charles speaks about Diana, the question arises: can the public separate the past from the present? Can they ever truly accept Camilla in her role as queen consort, knowing the history between her and Diana? It's a complicated dynamic, one that will continue to evolve as Charles's reign progresses. As Charles reflects on his past, his relationship with his younger son, Prince Harry, is perhaps the most fraught. Unlike William, who embraced his royal duty, Harry chose to carve his own path, stepping away from the monarchy and distancing himself from the institution that has defined his family for generations. Many insiders believe that Charles's regrets about his marriage to Diana, about the emotional distance he maintained, contributed to his strained relationship with Harry. Diana, after all, was known for her deep connection with her sons. Could it be that Charles's inability to emotionally connect with his children, especially Harry, has played a role in the rift between them? As Charles opens up about his past, the question remains: is it too late for the public to see him differently? Can he reshape his legacy, or will he forever be defined by his marriage to Diana? The truth is, time is a powerful force, and public opinion is difficult to shift once it's set in stone. Charles has spent years trying to rebuild his image, but the ghosts of his past continue to haunt him. One thing is certain: the future of the monarchy depends on how Charles navigates these final chapters of his reign. Will he be remembered as a king who learned from his mistakes, or will he forever be trapped by the shadow of his past? What do you think? Has King Charles truly changed, or is he simply trying to rewrite history? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more exclusive insights into the royal family's deepest secrets.